Well, questions still linger over the so-called Signalgate scandal, with few answers coming from the officials involved. The group chat between defense officials, including Trump's national security advisor and defense secretary, openly discussing the airstrikes on Houthis in Yemen hours before they happened. But the administration has pushed back on claims that classified information was shared, even after the journalist accidentally added to those chats revealed the texts. So NewsNation's Kellie Meyer is live for us at the White House. Kellie, what is Secretary Hegseth saying about that chat?
Yeah, hey there, Nichole. So he isn't saying much beyond what he said the other day, which was no war plans were shared. The Secretary of Defense avoiding press questions en route to the Philippines this morning and kicking the press out of an event with Guam's governor before questions could be asked. Now, reporters are trying to get to the bottom of whether the information was classified before it was shared in the chat. And here's the most recent comments from the Secretary.
Nobody's texting war plans. There's no units, no locations, no routes, no flight paths, no sources, no methods, no classified information. You know who sees war plans? I see them.
So President Trump saying last night he didn't know if the information was classified, saying you'll have to ask the people in the chat. But he said the focus should be on the success of the mission in defeating the Houthis in Yemen. His Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, was one of the few administration officials that said it was a mistake that the journalist got into the chat in the first place. The White House press secretary didn't go there until it was pressed by our Libby Dean this morning.
Does the administration plan to hold anyone accountable, potentially change their messaging on it moving forward?
Well, we have never denied that this was a mistake, and the national security advisor took responsibility for that. And we have said we are making changes. We are looking into the matter to ensure it can never happen again.
And as NewsNation reported earlier this week, the heads of the Senate Armed Services Committee are calling for a bipartisan investigation into the matter. They are asking the Defense Department Inspector General to step in. Nichole.
And so, Kellie, a lawsuit over this signal chat has its first hearing in federal court today, and it is in front of a familiar judge.
Yeah, the signal fiasco making its way into the courtroom with the familiar name overseeing the case, Judge James Boasberg. He was assigned to the lawsuit alleging top Trump officials violated their obligations under the Federal Records Act regarding the signal messages about the attack on the Houthis in Yemen. If that name sounds familiar, it's the same judge challenging the president's deportation of suspected TDA gang members to an El Salvador prison. Boasberg, who was appointed by former President Barack Obama, also oversees two other lawsuits, one challenging a federal grant funding freeze and another looking into DOJ records. So he's been anonymously assigned or randomly assigned to each of these cases. But President Trump overnight saying it was, quote, disgraceful that Boasberg was given a fourth, quote, Trump case. He says it is, quote, statistically impossible and that there is no way for a Republican, especially a Trump Republican, to win before him. And today, a new YouGov poll finds that 74% of Americans say the conduct of the Trump administration officials is a very or somewhat serious problem, with 60% of Republicans saying it is a very or somewhat serious problem that Trump officials shared military plans with a journalist in a chat app. And from talking new auto tariffs late yesterday to a media row with podcasters this morning, the Trump administration is looking to move on to the next news cycle today. Nichole.
All right, Kellie Meyer live there in D.C. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.